That was the scene in California's Mojave Desert 5 years ago. Our historic first view of the newcomer's ship. Theirs was a slave ship carrying 250,000 beings bred to adapt and labor in any environment. But they've washed ashore on Earth with no way to get back to where they came from. And in the last 5 years, the newcomers have become the latest addition to the population of Los Angeles.
I'm taking calls on the rise in newcomer population. Hello, you're on the air.
Stan? This is Phyllis from Granada Hills.
Hello, Phyllis. What's your beef?
Well, according to the Census Bureau, there are now 271,400 newcomers. That's an increase of 21,000, more than 8%, since they came here almost 5 years ago.
Those are the figures.
This supports everything we've been saying. These creatures breed faster than we do, they adapt more easily. Unless they're controlled, they will take over this planet.
Phyllis, tell me, are you a purist?
Yes, I am, Stan.
Your husband is a very lucky man. Are you ready?
Yes.
Step together, rock back, step together, step together, rock back. No. The beat, Kathy, the beat. You gotta listen to the beat.
I'm sorry, Matt. I was afraid of this. This is why I wanted you just to recommend a dance school.
It's not that hard. It's not that hard. Just listen to the beat, okay? Get the rhythm, all right? Yeah. Okay, let's try it without the music. What?
Where you're touching me on my back. That's an erogenous zone. Erogenous, sexually arousing?
Yeah.
Like the inside of your thigh? Or
I get it. How do you know about the inside of my thigh?
We've been studying comparative physiology at, UCLA.
How can I teach you how to dance if I can't touch the small of your back?
You can. Just a little higher.
Higher. Okay. How's that?
Good.
Okay. Rhythm. All right. Okay. And step together, rock back. Step together, step together. Good. Together, step together, rock back. Step together, step together, rock back. Try a little turn. Oh, here we go. And a double.
He rocks in the treetop all day long, hopping and a bopping and a singing his song. All the little birds on Zebra Street love to hear the robin go tweet, 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 rock.
Kathy! I really think you're starting to get it here.
Oh, I feel like I was flying. I really understand why humans love to dance. Would you teach me the cha-cha-cha sometime?
Sure. Sometime.
Thanks. Oh, that was just a way to say thank you. You know, like a little peck on the cheek. Let's try that turn thing again.
All right, let's go, ladies. Oh, it's down to forensics.
A Tiasella.
I made it strong. That's the way you like it, right?
Yeah. Thanks.
Albert, got those bedroom eyes, you heartbreaker years. All this time right next to me, the galactic room, you...
Sergeant Dobbs, please.
What's wrong with your eyes?
I'm embarrassed.
That's how you guys blush, your eyes, they change colors?
Yes.
Oh, don't worry about it, man. I'm sorry. It's okay. I didn't know you were so sensitive. You're really stuck on her, huh? Don't worry. Now, we're pals, right? Rose? Your secret is safe with me. Okay?
Thanks, Sergeant Dobbs.
Hey, Quintero. You are not going to believe this.
Are you going to eat that or play with it?
George, let me ask you something. You touch a newcomer on the small of her back, and bingo, fireworks, right?
Mm-hmm.
What else?
Matt, are you dating the Tenctonese woman?
I'm just curious, okay?
Is it Kathy?
George.
I like Kathy.
George.
I understand. Bridge of the nose, shoulder blades, and we're especially sensitive on the backs of our knees.
Backs of your knees.
Yes.
What about, you know?
Humans are obsessed with genitalia. We're not.
You guys are so weird. When you see a woman, what do you look for? What turns you on?
Well, when a woman's speckles flow down her neck, onto her back, and then narrow into a fine, delicate line, that's...
Speckles.
Also, the ear valleys, when they end in a swirling little S shape. Any more of this, and I'll need a hot shower.
I think you mean...
Excuse me.
Sykes.
Albert.
George, I have thought about it. I just can't.
Albert, it would mean so much to me. And to Susan. What was Massa?
George, please, don't ask me. I am sorry, but I took a vow.
George! Got a call from dispatch. What's with you and Albert?
It's a personal matter.
Personal? Is Albert in some kind of trouble?
It's between the two of us.
What? Come on, George, I'm your partner.
And what did dispatch say?
You got a 187, let's roll. Oh, man, I've seen this a million times. Guy's in bed with another man's woman, husband breaks in and blows them both away.
That's a human scenario, Matt. You and your nacho culture.
Macho culture, George, macho.
We simply don't regard our mates with the same kind of male possessiveness.
Well, what are you guys, hippies from outer space, free love?
You always distort and exaggerate. The husband was found unconscious outside.
Hey, he probably KO'd himself for an alibi. You guys can press a nerve and do that, can't you? Or is that Star Trek? Hey, $20 says hubby pulled the trigger. The hell is that?
Here's a Binnaum. A Binnaum. A third one, catalyst.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about that. I didn't believe it. A newcomer woman really needs two men to, what,
fertilize for egg, yes. The Genome, like myself, who provides the sperm, and the Binnaum, less than 1% of our male population, who prepares the channel with the catalyzing emission.
Oh, man.
I don't like to talk about it because of human prejudice. As you can see, he's anatomically different. Slightly.
Oh, yeah, slightly.
The husband was not the murderer. Clearly, he and his wife were trying to have a baby and enlisted the help of this Binnaum.
Sex with two guys. Tenctonese women really get the party.
This is mating. To have a child. When a Tenctonese woman makes love, it is with one man.
What have you said, George?
Catalysts perform a ritual based on a biologic need. They're like priests.
Not like any priest I know.
There are no powder burns on the female victim's husband or his clothing. He couldn't have pulled the trigger.
Hey, what's the book on this Binnaum?
Binnaum. No idea. Husband didn't know him. Says his wife engaged him.
Husband never even met the guy?
Often the woman makes all the arrangements. After all, it is her body.
Hey, I don't care what you say, this still sounds pretty kinky to me. 2 men, 1 woman, not normal.
It is not normal for you. It is quite normal for us.
Didn't bother you at all? When you had Buck, when you had Emily, that another man had sex with your wife?
I treasure the memories.
Why do I even try? Let's run a tissue type on that catalyst, find out who the hell he was. What?
There may be an easier way.
I do know him from the order. Goddamn. His Earth name was Polk. James Polk. May I go?
Of course, sir. Thank you, Albert.
He knew him from the order? What order?
The order of Binnaum, the third ones. Albert is a catalyst.
Albert. You kidding, that little guy?
What do you find so funny? The joy and beauty that is my daughter Emily, I owe to Albert.
Albert?
Yes.
Albert and Susan? So these Binnaum all live like monks?
They're traditionally sequestered away, yes.
Hail Mary, full of grace.
Bin Glenza? Javo Bin Glenn. I came to let the Drevny know how sorry I was about James. Would you tell him?
Tell him yourself, Bin Glenza.
No. I can't go in there. I renounced my vows. I left the order. I'm unclean.
He means spiritually.
I know what he means. I took catechism.
What?
Bin Glenza. I know the Drevny would love to see you.
How could he?
You are still one of his own.
This guy we're seeing, he's like the chief, the father superior, what?
He's called the Drevny. He's an elder in an order of Binnaum. Jabo Bin Glenza.
Guy looks hammered.
There are approximately 200 catalysts for every 135,000 females. Therefore, each catalyst must serve 600 to 700 women.
700?
You can understand his weariness. Drevny.
Yes. Bin Glenza.
Drevny. I'm unclean.
No. This is a sad day. The death of one of our own is a great sorrow. Please, help yourself.
James Polk was a member of your order, is that right?
Until just recently. James left us some weeks ago.
Went on a trip, moved out, what?
Bin Tardema, James chose a secular life. I warned him that it was a dangerous decision. The Binnaum are crucial to the survival of our species. Without us, and we are few, the Tenctonese cannot reproduce. They are perfect targets, you see, for those who wish to exterminate the Tenctonese.
The human Purists, for example.
Bin James made himself vulnerable by continuing to practice the role of catalyst outside the protection of the order. He paid for it with his life.
The wages of sin.
Sin is a human concept. The beauty of our laws is that they are both spiritual and practical. They were given to us for a reason. When we don't follow them, there are consequences.
Look, did Polk have any relative, family that we could talk to?
Like so many of the Tenctonese, he was separated from his family aboard the slave ship.
We really appreciate your help, Your Holiness, sir.
You are a religious man, Sergeant.
Well, I was raised Catholic. Unless you have more information on Polk, I think we're finished here.
Thank you, Drevny.
You have a home here whenever you wish to return.
I didn't know you were Catholic.
It was a long time ago.
But you no longer practice. Why?
Look, the church never put food on the table. It never paid the rent. And it sure as hell never stopped my old man from hitting my mom.
It's supposed to do all that?
This place gives me the creeps. I don't blame you for bailing.
Glenza!
Binnaum?
I missed you. What are you doing here? Have you come back?
We had business with the Drevny. This is my friend, Isaac Newton.
Hello. I'll be seeing you soon.
How?
You're leaving the order?
Soon. I have to go.
Listen, it's practically the 21st century. Why don't you use artificial insemination or something?
We could, of course, but our act of procreation would lose all meaning.
Oh, man. Hey, Albert, you with us? Hey, yo, Al! Hey, George. How come you didn't pick up Bing Bomb with a little more upstairs?
Albert has many fine qualities. Besides, Binnaum do not contribute genetically to the child.
Hey, Albert, just a sec. 700 women? Really?
Every year.
Tell me, how do you keep it, how do you keep going?
I eat a lot of raw pancreas.
Raw pancreas. Yeah, thanks for the tip.
Thanks, I'd love to.
What?
I said I'd love to.
Love to what?
Go to the movies. You asked me to go to the movies.
No. I didn't send this.
But it says it.
I didn't send it. It wasn't me.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, why didn't you go out with her, eh, Romeo? You wanted to, huh?
You sent that note, didn't you?
Albert, I'm trying to help you.
You shouldn't have done that, Sergeant Dobbs. You should not have done that.
Did you speak to Albert?
Yes. He won't catalyze our next child.
Oh, George. Albert is such a part of our family.
He vowed when he left the order that he would no longer practice. He won't break that vow.
No, we can't ask him to.
We'll find someone. Today, I visited Albert's old order. I met the Drevny. He seems very kind.
Why were you there?
A Binnaum was murdered.
A Binnaum? Who would do this? Why?
We don't know.
It's the Purists.
You can't assume that.
All this talk about the census, about controlling our population. I read today that some of them want to sterilize us. If they kill the Binnaum, George. It's what our people have always feared.
Susan, this is one murder. It's a terrible thing, but it's hardly genocide.
How can you be so sure?
Our people are not in danger. We will continue to flourish here, and we will have another child. Of newcomer homicides during the last 2 years, 3 were catalysts, and all 3 of these homicides unsolved.
I didn't hear you now.
Cursory inquiry, superficial analysis of evidence, little or no follow-up. Why?
Francisco, let me draw you a picture. See this? When people have this and get killed, there's a big investigation. When people don't have this and get killed, there's a little investigation.
And that is your answer?
Look, Francisco, I didn't make the rules. We're short on personnel, we're short on resources. We're forced to make priorities. These victims had no money, no family. There was no one out there to give a damn. Okay?
Hey, George, can you talk to Albert for me? He won't listen to me. Maybe he'll listen to you. See, I was trying to set him up.
Set him up?
Yeah, with the sandwich girl. And I didn't expect him to take it so seriously.
You have to understand Albert's background. He's been very sheltered.
I know, but to quit his job...
Quit? Albert's quitting?
It was wrong for me to leave the monastery. I'm going back.
Why?
I don't belong here. I wanted a life like everyone else, but I am different. I'll never be what they call a regular guy.
Regular guy?
A guy with a girl. I've coupled thousands of times, but I have no girl. I can't even talk to them. I'm a freak. I don't belong here. There is good in this. Tell Susan I will be the Binnaum of your child.
Oh, hey, Albert. How's it going?
Excuse me, Officer Sands.
What's with Albert? Or is it too personal?
Albert's quitting his job to return to the monastery.
Huh. Too bad. Can't blame him, though. 700 women. You don't get that kind of action around a cop shop.
You know, your lewd innuendo is grossly inappropriate.
Oh, well, that's me, Mr. Grossly Inappropriate.
Would you like me to make jokes about your Virgin Mary giving birth? Now, that has comedic possibilities.
Hey, watch it.
So this Mary says to this Joseph, see?
It's not the same thing.
Yes, it is. Stop looking at us with your prurient human eyes.
Here, some good news. SID picked up some prints from that shell casings we found at the scene. Our perp's a human named Craig Killer. Long record, skinhead, known purist, but a loner. Psychiatric evaluation, aggressive, easily threatened, homicidal. The first-rate psychopath. Let's pick him up.
Killer, it's the police!
We hit him?
I don't hear any breathing.
Cover me.
We rejoice. What was lost is found. Fot pimbliuca mungaso. Dress yourself in our robes. Eat with us at our table. Trautu sur de bado.
We are happy to have you back, Big Cleanser.
This guy Keller subscribes to every purist rag in the country. Hey, George, did you know your people have the president, the Congress, and the entire Pentagon under mind control?
No, I didn't know that.
It's right here.
Matt, when you were a boy, were your parents Catholic?
Of course they were Catholic. What do you care?
As slaves, we were denied our culture. Tradition and ritual are so important. I'm curious why you would freely choose to abandon your religion.
Religion. You know what religion's about? Getting people to do what you want. You tell them if they follow the rules, when they die, they get this big reward.
Couldn't it mean something else? Couldn't religion be an ideal, something to aspire to?
George, what are we talking about this for? Can't we just do our job? Hey, the name Isaac Newton. That ring a bell?
Albert's friend. The Binnaum we met at the monastery.
There's an address here.
Don't.
It's all right, Isaac. You can come out.
What the hell happened to my desk?
Well, it needed cleaning, so I cleaned it.
Hey. Nobody's to touch my desk.
Well, I am the janitor.
Hey, look, Albert, the guy before you never touched my desk.
Well, that could be, but the captain, he says he wants things shipshape.
Where's my coffee cup?
Oh, I threw the damn thing out.
You threw it out?
Well, it was broken.
Well, Albert, he fixed it.
Well, it had cracks. They fill with germs. Then you drink the coffee, and those germs go in your stomach, and you get sick, for sure. So I threw it out.
He threw out my coffee cup. Albert fixed it. He threw it out.
Right. Sergeant Dobbs, would you join me in Captain Gracer's office?
Why, what's up?
All will be revealed. Gentlemen.
What's this about, Francisco? Oh, by the way, congratulations to you and your partner on last night's collar.
Thank you, Brian.
I am pleased, proud, and honored, gentlemen, to invite you to my house tonight for the presentation of the Binnaum. The presentation of the Binnaum.
Yeah, we heard you. What's the presentation of the Binnaum?
Susan and I have decided to have another child. We are inviting our friends over to meet our offspring's Binnaum. As the Ganom, I must invite 3 male friends who are important to the livelihood of my family. Gentlemen, I have selected you.
That's swell, Francisco, but...
I have brought seeds for each of you. You are to put these in your pockets in preparation for tonight's ceremony.
Really, we're honored, but tonight won't work for me. I've got ballet tickets.
Yeah, me too. I got tickets to ballet.
Oh, well, then we'll just reschedule for tomorrow night.
Gee, tomorrow, that won't work for me either.
Well, let's just find a day that is good for all of us. Let's see, how about,
What the captain's trying to say is that he, Dobbs, and I would be honored to be there tonight. Right? I mean, George is our bro. At the bris for Goldberg's kid. When Mackin's daughter had her confirmation. When you, Dobbs, were married, weren't we all there? Huh? Isn't this just as important?
Yeah. Okay, Francisco, count me in.
Yeah, sure. Me too.
Thank you. Susan will be so pleased.
Ballet tickets.
Look, Sykes, they're just gonna introduce this catalyst. We don't have to watch anything, do we?
That's tomorrow night. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for sharing this moment with us.
Kirona si Binnaum. Nabita si Maxot Rangel.
Maxot Rangel. We now collect the seeds and we mix them together.
Are you having a good time?
Oh, yeah, great.
I know I got it somewhere, George.
Hello, I'm Kathy Frankel.
Oh, welcome.
Look who's here.
George.
I thought you'd be pleased.
Hi, Matt.
Hi.
At this time, we are honored and pleased to present the third one.
who has blessed us by consenting to be the Binnaum of our next child. Binglenza Mantwea.
It's Albert.
That's what we were up to. Hey, Albert.
Looking good, Albert.
I miss you, Sergeant Dimes.
Yeah.
It's time, Albert. Captain Grazer.
Yes?
As the head of George's workplace, you have an honored position here.
Oh, really? Hi. Hello? Welcome. So, what do you want me to do?
You wash the Binnaum's feet.
What?
Albert, you wash Albert's feet.
His what?
It's better if you kneel.
Isn't it beautiful?
I've never seen anything so beautiful in my life. Brian, I was wondering, could you,
Sykes, get down to the morgue. Francisco's waiting. You've got a body.
What's up?
Isaac Newton, the Binnaum we saved, murdered.
You want a lawyer in here? Huh? Who hit Isaac Newton?
I don't have to answer your questions. I'm a prisoner of war.
Prisoner of war. What war?
A holy war. For the purity of my species, I demand you abide by the Geneva Convention.
Yeah, I got your Geneva Convention. Who the hell are you working with? Come on, Keller. It's not too late to plea bargain. Who's your accomplice?
God.
Get him the hell out of here. You guys working with about a half a deck of that?
Matt, the MO on Isaac Newton is very different from Polk and the other catalysts we suspect Keller of murdering. Keller would kick open a door and then fire a 12-gauge pump-action shotgun. Newton's door was intact, and he died from multiple stab wounds.
So, Keller had a purist friend who preferred knives to guns?
Perhaps.
You don't see a connection? Come on. They were all catalysts. Keller was going to hit Newton. We know that.
Yes, there is a connection, but something is missing in the equation.
It's right here. We just have to find it. We have to cross-reference every detail from all 4 homicides. We'll find the thread.
Drevny?
Come in, Binglenza. You are not whole. I see 2 of you before me, a Binnaum and a man. They cannot live together. You must put away the man.
I'm leaving Drevny.
The battle is not over, Binglenza. I will help you.
I miss my friends, my job. I want to live as an ordinary person, to be part of the world.
You're different from this world, Binglenza, from the humans and from your own kind.
Then I have to work harder. I have to learn. I want a life.
You want you. What about our people? Their need for tradition, for identity.
I can't live for them.
Then what about Celine and Andarko? Their law of the Binnaum. That extends to this world, and it is above your wants or mine.
There are some who say that the law was written by our people, not by Celine and Andarko.
The law is Celine and Andarko. It defines us as their children.
If you leave, Binglenza, that is your choice, but you must not break the law. You must not couple.
Just once, Drevny.
I can't allow it.
I promised George. He's my friend. I'm sorry.
I fear this world, what it will do to us. Sometimes I think it was better when we were slaves. We knew who we were, we knew what was right. All this freedom. What a terrible thing.
You're back.
This is for me.
The movies?
I'd like you to go with me.
Sure.
Then it's a date. We have a date. You're my date.
I gotta get back to work.
Sergeant Dobbs, you'd be proud of me.
Hey, look, my waste paper basket is full, the floor's a mess. Do you work here or what?
I bought this for you. George, I need to leave early. I have to prepare your house.
It's all right, Albert.
Will you be coming to the coupling tonight, Matthew?
Oh, yes, of course he's coming.
Good.
Both Dobbs and Grazer have to visit their mothers in the hospital. Coincidence.
Yeah, we got something here, George. Newton was murdered in a residential hotel. He'd recently left the monastery. All the murdered catalysts, Pope, the other two, they'd renounced their vows and left the order.
That supports what the Drevny said. It's dangerous for Binnaum outside the protection of the monastery.
George, don't you get it? How could Keller know who was a catalyst? They don't advertise. And how could he know where to find him? Somebody at the monastery must have told him.
Binnaum, working with a homicidal purist.
Somebody had to tell him. And after we busted Keller, that same person from the monastery killed Newton.
Matt, Binnaum are crucial to the survival of my people. Why would they kill each other?
A guess, George? The wages of sin.
What do you want here?
We've come to see the Drevny.
That is not possible.
Want to bet? Where is he?
I don't know. That is our Drevny's business.
The Drevny never leaves the monastery.
Are you, Ganon, going to teach the law to our Drevny?
George, all the victims had renounced their vows, but there's something else. They were still practicing outside the order.
Yes, and?
Well, according to the Drevny, they're breaking the law. I don't know about you, but on our planet, there's a long history of the church killing heretics.
Albert.
Susan! I prepared your bath with the herbs of Selene.
Thank you, Albert.
Put on the robe when you're done.
Drevny. This sacrilege will not happen.
I made a promise to a friend.
Ben Glenza, listen to your ancestors. Listen to the universe.
I listen to my hearts.
Freeze! Don't shoot him! Get the knife!
Don't hurt him. Don't hurt him!
Albert, you okay?
You tell the Purists to kill Binnaum, and you kill them yourself. Why?
I keep the faith.
This is our existence. Our life!
There are more important things than life.
Oh, I've heard that before. You find guys like this in every religion. You don't buy their party line and you're out. They burn books, Hell, they even burn people, all in the name of what they call God. Now, why is that? Out of all that love and hope, all you can come up with is hate.
Matt, this is supposed to be a night of joy.
George, how can you go through this after what happened today? This Drevny, this great spiritual leader of yours, he's nothing but a murderer.
Give him too much power. What we have here can't be diminished by the acts of one person. The infinite remains. The ideal remains. The one voice. Excuse me.
Imtis into Yogi Rankel.
I'm the oracle Kitterella Volima. Tote Oriotnagib. Everybody, please.
Hello, Matt.
Hi.
Don't worry. I'll talk you through this.
Thanks.
Isn't she beautiful?
Beluga Otse, Binnaum.
Get around.
Rossi per non si.
Turn away. Join together. Close your eyes.
Si saverna tivai therman. Nasuris toka titas chatro. Ula tu arriva liguma mata. Limu ki slavrovsi slifa. Alis chatro. Celine a Sandargo. Even by
Te ante.
Naka otsi Binnaum.
Si diva atsi sudban atsi diva kesu sing navatsu salina sandarko pim sing.
Naka
Plasich Lahofa. Or as my human friends would say, eat, drink, and be merry.
Albert. Oh, thank you. Just like an Irish wedding.
Are you hungry?
Yeah.
Would you like something to eat?
Wait. Tomorrow night, cha-cha-cha.
Lass uns